Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. I'm Bray.
And I'm Brian, and we're back with another episode of Game a Day May. And this time, Bray, we're checking out something that you are highly suggesting to me, and I kind of didn't really see you play too much of it because you're on your Steam Deck, but that would be Pizza Tower, which, if we're talking about indie games that have got a lot of recognition recently, this has got to be one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Pizza Tower is inspired by the Wario Land games and kind of plays similarly. The protagonist also shares a slight resemblance to Wario, both in mannerisms and sound. This is just such a cool game because it also looks like it's kind of like a hand-drawn art style. It has a very good soundtrack. It just kind of builds. The game just hypes you up as you're playing it, and it kind of has like points pop off as you're going through the level. It's just very satisfying to play. I'm sure you've probably seen memes and different stuff with this character in it. But Pizza Tower has just become very, very popular since it came out last year in 2023.
I see what you're saying with the hand-drawn art style and stuff, because it kind of looks like, and it's not like in a bad way compared to like the bad way, but it kind of looks like those, CDI games.
Or like, it kind of looks like it's an MS Paint.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, I feel like this game has just so much crazy potential, and I've only played like the first level, I think. I don't really know all that this game has to offer, but even with this intro cutscene, that was really badass.
Yeah, for sure.
That's creepy. You know what I mean? Like, that even kind of sounds like a WarioWare, like...
It does.
Or Wario Land. I'm gonna just delete my file.
Sure.
I'm only 6% of the way through the game, and I'm sure we'll play through this whole thing on the channel. It's not too long. What button is...
The up one looks like.
I'm trying to click yes. Why is that?
Hold.
Oh, I can hold it.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that you're sure that you want to do that.
Oh, just to make sure you don't accidentally delete your file.
Just accidentally yeet your diamond sword into the lava.
Yeah, delete your whole file on accident.
One day, Luigi and no, I'm kidding.
They're like, damn, there's a Pizza Tower. So you kind of have a couple different moves. You got like the Mario jump, the little grab, like a slide. I don't remember how to execute it. Oh, there's like a slam, so that like breaks through blocks. And then you've also got like a jump that like charges up. I don't quite remember how to do that. I'm sure it'll show us in this intro level.
Man, that's crazy, because like I said, like you played this, like you messed around with it a little bit like 9 or 10 months ago, and like you were on your Steam Deck because you were trying to not, second screen it or whatever, and you also didn't want to spoil too much of it for me, but like how does this hold up playing it on the actual, TV versus the Steam Deck the first time?
I think it holds up well regardless.
It's really impressive looking.
It is probably best played with the controller, at least in my opinion.
You were playing with the 8-bit dough, like wireless.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good as a Steam controller, but you also
it's
have
a lot
options.
better than the Switch controller. The Switch controller does not make the best Bluetooth controller for the Steam Deck. For whatever reason, it still maintains like the connection to the Switch, and then like it'll like disconnect in the middle of play sometimes.
Jump and hold.
Oh, I forgot dashing. That's holding QWERTY. And then that's how you do that the charge. So you can do like a turning thing that like gains momentum.
Okay. So that's your way to gain momentum in like a small space.
It's almost like Sonic.
You got a little somersault going on there.
I'm trying to get back to the thing where I do the little charge up. Those little moves in the middle of nowhere are funny. Yeah. So grabbing is another way to kind of gain momentum on the short end. You can also roll, and that breaks blocks. This game's super fun. So chat, let us know if there needs to be any audio changes, if we're too low or if the game's too high. I don't want it to be grating in any way.
Sorry that you guys are unofficial, unofficial paid interns to help us out with the mixing, but we greatly appreciate that. You know, we don't want to get caught, 80% of the way through the stream and realize something that we could have fixed in the beginning just to make it more satisfying for you guys as well.
Right. And if you're unfamiliar with what we're doing with Game of Day May, we're trying to just showcase a different game every day. Just as kind of a... Oh, I forgot about the Steam notifications. I probably should have turned those off. But it's essentially... My buddy Luke is playing Terraria again.
You're manifesting some Terraria. You were talking about it. If you guys want to see some Terraria content, even in a small form, if you guys have some sort of idea of how you would like to imbibe such content, we're all...
Like if that would be a stream type game.
Like how long too? Because I mean, I would love to find a way to do it where it doesn't take it away from what we're doing with Minecraft, but also make it so like we craft the experience where it's very tailored to a specific way to play it, so it's not like, as open-ended.
Right.
Because it's definitely cutesy to look at, and I'm sure there's a niche, there's people that love Terraria, and I love the art style of it. I'm trying to, I took for a while to rediscover my passion for Minecrafting, but I'm trying to get my passion back for Terraria. Unfortunately, I was overexposed rather quickly to it, and that's neither here nor there.
Alright, so I'm just kind of discovering the different abilities.
I'm watching, hoping I can just remember.
So running, and then you hold up, you squish down, and then
so it's literally like the jump from Mario 2.
It's like all kinds of mechanics from different platformers that are just like mashed into one experience. Like you got like a Sonic run. I need to pick this guy up. It's pretty intuitive when you get to it.
I hope this jingle that we're hearing in the background is public domain. I mean, I remember humming this, I don't know what the name of this song is. If you do in chat, just drop it in the comments below what the song is, because I'm sure it's a very classic song.
So now we're just trying to get out of here as fast as possible.
Oh wow. Man, come on. You really just jump through a cardboard box of pizza and then drop through the bottom of another cardboard box of pizza?
Yeah. That was badass. Right, so this is the only stage that I've done in the whole game, and then I never really moved forward because I was kind of like saving it for a rainy day. It was one of those experiences where it was so good right off the bat where I already knew I was going to enjoy it, so I just kind of put it in the back.
God, I know. If you guys can think of a game that you've done that before with, feel free to drop it, because I know that there's those games that, rainy day games. For me, I just did it the other day in Game of Day May. It was Undertale. It was one of those games I played just 2 minutes of it. I was like, okay, I gotta find what platform to play it. I gotta play this at the right time. I gotta be in the right mind frame. And all those pieces fell together for me 9 years after its release, and had an amazing time with it.
Yeah, Dad loved Undertale, and he, rightfully so. It's a fantastic RPG / bullet hell kind of game. It's if you've never played Undertale, that's just I'd wholeheartedly recommend it.
Don't wait 9 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can be a very casual or crazy experience depending on what kind of route you go for. I'm having fun.
Oh yeah, and I'm just chilling and enjoying watching you play it right now, because
I have to do the dive bomb.
I don't want to, I'd rather wait till you get through what would be the tutorial stage, and then I'll kind of play around the sandbox too and try to figure it all out, but I'm watching, I'm picking it up.
Which button is it? There it is.
It seems to me like you have a lot of tools in your kit here.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff to work with.
So is it so many mechanics that you may not remember everything at
No,
your disposal, or do you feel like they build it in a way where you're gonna remember how to do it based on necessity of how the platform?
I think you'll be able to pick up on it pretty well if you can play other platformers of a similar genre.
Yeah.
Like if you can play something like Sonic, you can probably.
I'm definitely getting Wario Land 4 vibes from this. Getting a little bit of Kirby, a little bit of Kirby's Adventure from this.
So we're kind of like saving these different ingredients on our way through.
But I can definitely see where the Wario Land comparisons are, because it very much is like you kind of go and you backtrack and you get through certain areas.
Even the movement is kind of like that.
Yeah.
I just like how you can kind of climb up surfaces. It's pretty intuitive. You don't feel like you're really like told that you can't go anywhere. That was awesome.
See, the thing about that is, though, and I really feel like in a case like this game specifically too, that if you don't develop a great style first, it doesn't matter if you're trying to bite off of another successful game's gameplay. Nobody's gonna really, they're gonna consider you super generic. But if you have a great style behind it, you can definitely use different gameplay from different games as influences to be able to make a great game, and like get a lot of like groundswell behind it like this.
Oh yeah, this is one of those games that I can't believe this came out last year and it hasn't gotten more hype. It should already like that. I'm surprised this wasn't in contention for like one of the best games of the year.
Well, Brave, until we got the Steam Decks, for a person like me that doesn't have a PC, I always thought Steam gaming was inaccessible. So like to have like a Steam Deck and be able to hook it up to your TV like a Switch and be able to play on a television, like this kind of stuff, and like also reliable tech to do it on, hasn't been super available for a long time.
That's fair. We were just talking about that off camera. I was talking about the Steam machine and how like unsuccessful the Steam machine was overall.
But basically being able to have a mini PC hooked up to the television that can be used dedicatingly for games.
Wow, what the hell?
That's neat. That's awesome, because it makes it so that I can now look at Steam and be like, that's a viable platform to buy games on. Versus I used to look at it like, man, I wish I had a PC that could run that. Or do I have space for a PC that could run that? Like, that's always was my mentality about it. Always tied to the word Steam, almost like it was like, I don't want to say the PC master race versus the console.
No!
Versus the console people or whatever, but I always thought it was like, oh, it's kind of like a bad word. Like, oh, the guy, you're playing that on Steam, so that means you must have a really great PC, and you're just trying to like, oh, my computer's worth $2,000 to be able to play the newest game. Like, great, so basically if I see that the game comes out on Steam, I might as well just qualify myself to be able to play it.
Whereas the Steam Deck really has brought it to a whole new level where you really can play most games, especially the niche indie stuff that you want to be playing anyways.
Yeah, so shout out to Valve for making a really tight, very affordable machine.
I think just shout out to Valve in general for being some of the less corrupt companies out there as far as gaming is concerned, and they really care about the consumers. Like the Steam Deck is a net loser, but it is one of those things that they want people to have, like you said, have access to the Steam library.
We'll say like you were never going to get into the Steam library, right? But they get you in at the price point of $400 or $500 or whatever for a Steam Deck, and then all of a sudden you're a rapid consumer on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis of content, and they got their money's worth eventually, just not right away.
Yep, that's true. Totally true.
Because if, like, again, for me, and I always told you this, and retroactively, I feel foolish that you listen to this piece of advice, kids. If you don't have the ability to play games on Steam, still start a Steam account. And when you find out that games are on sale,
especially crazy
sales, free. There's times that AAA titles go on there for free. You just download them onto your account, and then when you finally get yourself settled up, you will have a virtual library already ready to go. And I could have done this for years, and somebody's like, man, all these Steam games are $20, $30, $40 games. They're only $1. They're only $2. They're free. And I'm like, whatever. I don't have a Steam. I don't have Steam.
Oh yeah, they've always had some crazy sales. Some of my favorite games that I've bought on Steam, like Hotline Miami.
This is not a paid advertisement. This is just telling you, if I could have gone back and told 20-year-old Brian, hey, you should just start building a Steam library anyways, because one day this will be something that you can access. Now I'm like, luckily Bray was doing it. Bray was still doing it, so, but not obviously for 20 years. But yeah,
destroy all the dead John blocks in a single credit. That's my first achievement for this game.
because it's just crazy to think that, you know, there's games that I know were AAA titles that were like $3, $4, $5 that were like $50, $60 games. I'm just like, I don't have Steam. I never thought about the day that I would have the ability to access a Steam library, so.
But Valve, if you ever did feel like sponsoring us, I would totally be willing to take the sponsorship. I could totally push Valve because they do make genuinely good products, and you know the games they've made are good games and very notable and recognizable as far as the industry goes as well. So can't hate Valve in any sort of extent. They also have some of the best customer support as far as like, for me personally, for someone who's had to deal with buying the wrong game or buying the wrong edition of a game or like impulse purchasing something they didn't really want. Valve has such good customer support and return policies that it just really makes you feel like you're, as a consumer, you're cared about.
Well, also, I've noted that I knew that people that had Steam accounts would buy games that they would come out with like an upgrade or like an advanced version, and then like you would just get that for free.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to like now rebuy the game.
The remaster and stuff sometimes will literally just be like, depending on like, if it's just a port, you will almost always get it.
That's insane. I mean, that's awesome, because other companies will make you pay for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that to me is just like, I don't know, that's a step above. And we aren't discriminatory here. We have access to all the consoles, and we try our best to, you know, showcase everything. So there's no bias here. It just seems that there's small things that other companies could look at and
learn from them.
Yeah, take note. Especially like when people try to charge super large amount of money for like remasters and stuff. It's just like, geez. Unless you spend a lot of time changing that.
And even then, they never do. They never are making crazy large changes and additions to the games. It's literally like the smallest, most minuscule stuff.
Now, how do you get through the small spaces that you have to break?
You have to run. So hold the right trigger. And then you can like hold down.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about that though too. Just, I don't know. When you really burn me when like you know that you got my money the first time, and then you're like, oh, I know you want some achievements now. This game didn't have achievements when it first came out, or trophies.
Or there's some sort of stupid like horrible like quality problem, like I don't know. I think sometimes it makes sense, and then other times it's just money grabbing.
Unfortunately, the big N in Nintendo is like very guilty of this, and I'm almost always buying it anyways. It's just like sometimes you're like, Dad.
Oh yeah.
Do we need to play that again?
Nintendo will come out with like a compilation or a collection of something that Dad already owns, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it.
How do you?
Shut up! Shut up! I'm giving you all my money.
How do you do this?
You have to run. You have to like go back and forth, and there you go.
I don't go down. Like I don't like do that.
That's cool. When you do that, the enemy is legitimately like great. They jump up in the air when you get hit. You hit the wall and stuff.
That's how I feel when I'm watching a Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do the same stuff, eh? Bang my head against the wall.
Like Hulk Hogan?
Well, at least Hulk Hogan sometimes had some very legendary feuds where it felt like a soap opera against somebody else. Like Brock Lesnar's just like, who's gonna beat the crap out of because you were in the UFC and you don't want to like not be considered a legitimate badass anymore. Like, okay, then don't come back to fake fighting. I think Ronda Rousey just did the same thing. He got all bad about it. Yeah, it's dude, you were booked that way because it's a scripted entertainment and everybody likes it. So don't do it and crap on all the people that like it.
Get the sword.
Aww. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I like a good derpy Arthur. That was just so stylish.
Yeah, this game oozes style. If you haven't played Pizza Tower, man, this is one of my favorite games to come out in the past couple of years.
Definitely glad we had this chalked up for Game of Day May this year.
Oh yeah, this game was long overdue.
I missed my stuff because it's the end of the level.
It was just kind of, I assume it was just introducing that as a mechanic.
I do like that there's a scoring system. That's cool too. I do like the little mini TV in the corner where it's kind of like fourth walling everything about it.
Yeah, he's giving little commentary and stuff.
Man, so who made this game, Bray? Not to put you on the spot, Johnny, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Welcome to chat, Heather Hill. What rank did you get in John Gutter? That was the last stage. We got
B?
B. Yeah, B rank.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dad, this game is made by a studio called Tour de Pizza.
Okay. So they literally are just, this is their thing.
This was the first thing that they made. This is their debut. Try to get P rank. How do you do that? Is it pacifist? Yeah, Dad. You have so you run.
Now remember, you did all the tutorial stuff, and I kind of just watched. So I'm not really
That's
stupid
fair.
with the mechanics.
You're gonna hold. You're gonna be sprinting, and then you hold.
Okay. So sprint. Okay. Maybe.
So hold right trigger. This is Dad's first time playing, and then immediately like tilt the joystick upwards.
Okay.
And then when you let go.
Oh. So all that for nothing, huh? So you have to have momentum to break it.
I think that you can't break it.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah. I think that you're gonna come down through there at the end when you run back through. But yeah, welcome to chat, Heather Hill.
Appreciate you.
It seems like you're very knowledgeable about the game. Typically, when we play a new game on Game of Day May, we have some visitors, some people who tend to be super knowledgeable about whatever given game, and they give us the pro tips, and that's always awesome.
We're very appreciative to have it.
Yeah, especially when people like that come into chat, like we're new to this game, and we're just very appreciative of it already, so people who are already in the community playing the game and enjoying it, we love to hear feedback and tips and ways to improve, maybe a secret coming up that we wouldn't have known about otherwise. That's always a great surprise.
Look at this guy. Look at him, man. He's got a little gut going on there, but he's not letting you pass. He's like, no, that's mine.
You have to give him the cheese.
It looks like a cheese dice.
Maybe he wants the cheese dice, man.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta have a cheese dice.
I love the goofy little face that he makes when you grab him.
Like, why? Like, why? Just, I see that and I'm like, I wonder if it'd be fun to just fall down there.
Don't do that.
Okay, maybe I did get a little.
You can run up the wall.
Oh, that was what I was going for.
I love the little death screens.
Okay, so you just kind of like jump.
You
up.
can't go in there yet.
Okay. So does this
That's
have a lot
what-
of This has a lot of backtracking going on?
Not a lot. Pretty much you're gonna make your way to like the central location. You're gonna take out the little head thing, and then you're gonna run back through it really quickly. So you pretty much go through the stage, and then you go back through it back to the entrance. And that's how you break those, is you have to have the knight on. That's pretty satisfying.
It was.
And you got a key. So now you might be able to go to that area that you went to before.
very crazy, but like in a satisfying kind of way. It's like, it's weird, okay? Watch what we did yesterday with Splosion Man, and that's what they wanted you to feel like. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
This is what they wanted. They wanted free flow, fun gameplay, and that's what they were going for. And the difference between like how they tried to execute it versus this game is just.
Oh yeah, the continuous feeling, you know, the chained movements and stuff, all of those feelings come to life here. And I feel like I really appreciate this game a lot.
Double jump, my liege.
I have the power!
Double jump, okay. Move.
Hit him. Run into him. I guess you should just jump back across. Yeah. And go through that door. Oh, there you go. That's one way to make him move. Stab him in the butt.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I feel like if I would have had better momentum and used that better, I would have been able to rebound and get different places.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's cool though, because it does actually like make you know why you go back.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to like, you know, I don't know if I got everything.
Go to your, yeah, you're gonna go.
But see, what they're doing is they're also invoking that feeling that you felt like when you played Sonic the Hedgehog too. Like you go so fast that you see stuff, you're like, shit, could have gone there, and you just don't, because you just didn't know.
Right, that's true.
You don't know until you do it the first time, really.
This music, it's cool how it just starts building. The janitor. It's just funny how you just pick up the janitor like, yeah, he's coming with us. I'm the cheese. I'm the best character on the show.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
That's a nerd emoji block.
Kind of game was giving me SpongeBob vibes.
You need to go back up there. I'm assuming you'll have. That's gonna be like that. That's gonna be a box when you come back, and that'll be how you come out. One would assume. You go back around. You got it. Alright, there we go.
Okay, I don't want to go there because I'll lose my power. Whoa!
There you go. So you're trying to get out now. So you're gonna jump up there if you can. Yep. There you go. That's good. You're just gonna leave now. And then you have some helpful co-chefs, some sous chefs pointing you in the right direction. You're just gonna want to try to go as fast as possible. There you go.
Yeah, sorry Heather to disappoint you on the S rank or P rank or whatever, but we'll get there. We'll get some P ranks and stuff. It's just, you know, gonna take a little bit of getting acclimated to how this game flows and
Stuff like that.
yeah.
We're brand new. Like I said, I did one level when I played. I don't know how to grab that. You have to go back. You have to go back now and get rid of it because you can't go down the ladder with it. Well, maybe it's because you just wanted to grab that.
Maybe.
Hell yeah! I love how the music builds momentum and it really gets you hyped. It is a true spiritual successor to Wario Land.
It has like that feeling of, yeah, like when you're like trying, well yeah, especially that one WarioWare, because after you beat any specific stage, you have like a time limit to get out of it too. They're definitely taking that mechanic out of 4, I think it is.
Wario Land.
Yeah.
You've heard Peppino 10 times.
Sorry about that.
You're gonna chain them. Just run up the wall. Run. There you go. I would just run up again. There you go. Come on, Dad, you got this. Run. Just run up that wall. Getting close. Keep going.
Oh my god.
Cut close, Dad. Left. Oh my gosh. Up. Get out of there, Dad. You're cutting it so close. You need that time. Grab it. You're so close. You're right as your time ran out. Right as the pizza came. Oh my gosh, I've never seen it do that.
Well,
You played it the riskiest way possible.
jeez. I'm sorry, guys. Give you a little bit of anxiety there.
Gosh, man. That is just insane. You about gave me a heart attack.
Oh man.
Thanks for the money, buddy.
His propeller hat.
He just left. Oh, that's
Ugh.
creepy as hell.
Derp.
Is it a boss? Peppermint.
Peppermint.
Oh my gosh.
You got pepper for a face.
Alright. So when he's flashing white. Ow. Damn. Okay, I need to play a little bit safer. Oh, he's got a buddy. Oh, I thought that was my opening. Nice. Wow. Wow. This is badass. This is probably one of my favorite games now. Like, I knew, it's one of those things like you said, like, I knew it was going to be, but like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah!
What the heck?
Punch him right in the face. What?
You get trolled? What the heck?
Phase 2, I guess.
Holy crap. Oh, that's crazy.
Check, please.
That guy's super derpy.
Oh my gosh. I stopped running. The first phase is not for running. Wrong direction. Alright. About halfway through the first phase. Ow. Now I can actually need to. Wow. I made it look a lot easier on the first one.
You did.
Alright. I'm gonna give it one more try and then I'll pass it off to you.
Oh, gonna give me the really hard boss fight? I think you got this. You just have to get a good timing and stay patient.
Okay. Forgot about how I'm starting that phase. This one's the hardest part. Trying to get in midair. There we go. Oh, that's a... He was distracted. I see. Alright, phase 2. So it starts off the same. Aw. Alright. Okay. Wow, now there's a lot. That was a bad spot to be in. Oh, I thought I got a hit there. Just a second too late. They let you know how many times you can hit, just be like, you suck. Oh,
No.
man. One more try. Welcome to chat, everyone. Welcome to chat. If you're unfamiliar, Game a Day May is a little thing that me and Dad started last year, where we decided to, last year at least, the goal was to beat a game, but this year the goal is just to showcase a different game every day. We've been streaming every day for the month of May, and it's been super fun, so if you guys want to follow us on that journey, just be sure to subscribe, and, you know, you can even request games, and if it's something that we really want to do, then we'll even possibly play one.
Yeah, there is a community call up right now, so feel free to check that out.
Yeah, and we'll do probably one more community poll this week to figure out another game that you guys would want. But also feel free to comment games. We're mainly trying to showcase like indie games that have been influential or important in the industry.
Smaller developers, or even maybe developers from a bigger house that split off to do their own thing in their first or second project, those type of things.
Yeah, absolutely. But ultimately, this is just our opportunity to celebrate video games as an art form and a medium, just because I feel like sometimes people don't give video games credit. There's a lot of different types of games, and they fulfill a lot of different, feelings. Like I feel like you feel a different sense of satisfaction from a platformer versus a
shooter or a run and gun or RPG.
Right, absolutely. And they all fulfill a different kind of need.
I like games like this that just bring it back to the simple times of score attacks and platforming to get as fast as you can. This kind of like lends itself to speed runners and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
It is cool that we have like a day and age now where game developers are, tailoring this like stuff like speedrunners and stuff, because literally speedrunning itself only came out of the necessity to try to find a different way to extract entertainment from the content because you have played it so much.
Right, that's true. Try to build goals for yourself.
Yes. Like, well, man, you beat this game. Well, can you beat it in under an hour? You're like, what? I mean, if you think about it, games like Metroid kind of also did that back in the day too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, well, it seems like it's a long adventure until you get the grasp of it. Now, how fast can you go?
I think speedrunning is becoming more and more mainstream.
I'm so thankful for that, too.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a whole different level of gameplay. People need to respect what it takes to speedrun, and the amount of dedication and hours that it really takes to do something like that is a whole different skill than just playing a game.
It's funny because it's kind of like the Isaac, not to do another shameless plug, but it was like the Binding of Isaac playthrough that we did the other day, where it's just like you said, like in order to do like a loop, you felt like the perfect storm had to happen with conditions.
Oh my gosh, he's beating me up now. He's just, he is getting ruthless, man. Ugh!
You were insisted on destroying that statue. You almost had it. I think you got it. You got it.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one right here.
I can't take your satisfaction at this point, bud. Like you've already trained up on it, and.
But yeah, Cuphead, even Studio MDHR tailored their gameplay and their, even their, like their, what's it called when you like, you make sure something's the correct, like it's not too good or too bad.
Quality assurance.
Yeah, like their quality assurance and like their
Play testing too.
Yeah, I feel like ultimately the end result was to make sure it wasn't too easy or too hard.
But there's a real challenge in there for people that want to find it other than the normal amount of challenge that's just there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, oh, you want to do the pacifist run on Cuphead? I mean, I don't want to say this is one of those things that we'll never be able to accomplish, but like some of those like filter achievements are just going to be so hard that we're just going to whittle away on them for, like that'll be like a thing. Do we want to whittle away and try to get one step closer to that? You know what I mean? Like,
or do we want to put time towards our DuckTales speedruns?
right. Yeah, that's the thing for me personally. No offense to the Cuphead community, but I mean, unless they're demanding that content, it's really difficult. We're gonna have to do a lot of training and a lot of like off-stream like training up to be able to do something like that.
I agree.
Not that we're not capable of trying, you know, but also we don't want to waste. Like, I don't know, unless you're like, oh, I want to watch Brain Bragg get super mad at Cuphead for a couple hours. Like, alright, fair enough.
There's definitely an appeal to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to watch us get mad for a couple hours, just watch the Explosion Man stream from yesterday. That's fine.
God, I never want to play that game again.
What? You should watch Why. Make sure you check out Why.
We have good reason, I feel like.
You'll see it. The ramp is real with that one.
Ugh.
This guy just goes into super crisis mode towards the end, like, I don't want to not be an apple anymore.
I did not move enough.
There you go, there's a health though.
Dumb.
I want to be quiet. I want to be quiet in this next one. Let's just let you clutch it.
Welcome to chat, everyone. Welcome to chat. Hope you're having a good one. I just really love this game. It's been so fun so far. Alright. I didn't need that.
Well, here's to hoping that this doesn't go to the inevitable playlist of like all the times that we can clip over the years of you saying that and then turning out to be a not a good experience like 20 minutes later. So, not that I don't anything, but
so.
I felt like
I would have heard that this game was unbalanced or didn't have a good build if that was the case. I already know this is going to be a fantastic game.
It's fun so far. It seems pretty balanced so far. But this first boss is a little rough, man, for the first boss.
No, I like it. I think it's good. It's not. If it wouldn't be too easy, then it wouldn't be satisfying. It's like my whole.
That's why they trolled you on that first health bar. You think it is that easy? And
yeah,
it's like nope.
It felt too easy. But like, that's why games like Cuphead and games like Dark Souls appeal to me a lot. Is because they're more difficult. Therefore, they feel more satisfying intrinsically.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah, Hollow Knight. Beat his ass! There's a third.
Stuff that pepper!
Is this a third phase?
No, it's the second phase.
I just took a shit ton of damage in phase 1. Oh yeah, I was like, damn, 3 phases would be crazy. Alright. Ow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do my little dance. Phase 1 done with. Phase 2. Just trying to watch for that. I was too close to the side. I'm watching just so patiently for the stuff on the side now. Oh, I should have ran. Oh, I missed. All right. Ah. Yeah, baby! What?
I think it's it.
It's not. I have to hit him. Oh, he grew back! Falls finish!
Get the little butthead. Yeah!
Jeez. Woo! That was that fake out really got me. It really did. I celebrated prematurely, man.
It made me think of that freaking Cuphead boss.
Yeah, that Cuphead boss.
In the middle of the room, like, yeah.
Good job. That was awful.
Oh whoa.
Man, yeah, I get it. It took me a long time, but man, was that satisfying? Where does this key go? That's pretty cool. It shows what achievements are in what stage.
Yes, I like that a lot.
Is there somewhere that's locked?
I don't have it with you.
So obviously it's not that one. It's a pretty easy way of them telling me. Here we go. It's the next floor. I don't think I did all the stages, did I?
I don't think so.
Howdy! Welcome to floor 2. Man, this game is just fantastic. I'm already just so impressed because I had only played the tutorial and the first stage. What was this? You want to do it?
Yeah.
Here you go, Dad.
Ew.
Blood Sauce Dungeon. You guys are just tuning in. This is day 7 of Game a Day May, and essentially we've been trying to showcase a different game every day, and we're streaming it live, so you can join us. We're typically doing these anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. It varies. Sometimes we get it a little bit later in the day.
Just depends on whether or not how we're forecasting how much of a game we're going through, or
Right.
like if it's feasible to beat the game we're showcasing, we're gonna try to do that. But also, it may just be the hefty start of a playthrough.
Right, because like for example, Dad beat all of Undertale in one of the days, which was just so awesome. I'm glad that it took him 9 years to get around to Undertale, so the fact that he finally got around to it and he beat it in his first playthrough in a single sitting was very, very awesome to see. I actually fell asleep watching him play. It was just nice, man. Like the fact that you beat that whole game and you really appreciated all of what it had to offer in your first playthrough, it enticed you even more to now want to come back and do a pacifist run and stuff.
I'm crazy. The fact that I just you'll just have to watch it. No spoilers. Just watch it.
Yeah, Undertale is one of those games that if you like RPGs and you haven't played that game, then you're missing out, man. Even if you don't like RPGs, if you like bullet hells, stuff like that.
Yeah, you just want to watch me have some superb time on the bullet hell aspect of it. I mean, it stands alone just for that, because some of those fights I clutched with like next to no health left too. It's just very thankful to have the opportunity to do that.
Right. You play this game a lot differently than I do. I kind of just run it as fast as possible through everything. Just because I feel like sometimes that's how it's designed.
Yeah, I'm still getting acclimated to how it controls and stuff.
That's true. Kind of reminds me in some weird way of Battle Block Theater.
Yes.
I love that game. It's so fun. It holds up very well if you haven't played it. Another game made by the behemoth responsible for the great Alien Hominid and as well as Castle Crashers. And now more recently Pit People, which I don't know anything about, but I've heard good things.
My bum.
Is that a public domain screen?
I bet you.
It almost sounds like Mel Blanc.
It does almost sound like that. And here we're taking some inspiration from Loco Loco. Probably not. Maybe not.
I'm getting clobbered.
Oh yeah, if I don't get beat up 500,000 times, that's not...
Oh.
I guess not.
It might be something else.
Dark, so...
You having fun, Dad?
I am.
I'm assuming you're just going down the hole.
You know me. I'm always gonna see like a hole in a weird spot. I'm like, that leads me to go up there.
And there,
There's like a Mario.
it could be. I could have made you miss out on that secret.
Oh well. We're not going for 100%.
We're just having a good time trying to play a little bit of Pizza Tower. I'm sure we'll definitely come back and stream this a couple other times in the future and beat the whole game, but that was something we were talking about earlier. How Game of Day May, in a sense, is to showcase a game, yes, but also possibly start a series. Not always. Sometimes you're just showcasing a game.
Yeah, the second, the other 2/3 of Explosion Man can kiss my butt unless somebody's like, here's a decent amount of money to watch you suffer, and I'm like, well, I mean, we're paid players. So.
Well, I mean, if they join the membership, then they can pick the game that we stream. So, if any of our current members, if you guys ever want us to play a specific game, like we said before, you indeed can pick our game at a certain level of the membership, which is a pretty cool perk.
Yeah, until we get to the point where that's not feasible, you know,
yeah,
we love to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly. Until it's like so many requests that it's like, well, we can't really keep up with all those. We'll just pick our favorites and, you know.
The other thing about requests, though, is like when we see similar ones, then we'll know that that's the commonality, and then those are the ones we're gonna lean more towards.
Right. You need to be like sprinting and doing the grab more often.
What's the grab?
Yeah. Chief is freaking out in the other room. Which conveniently brings me to the next segue. We have some awesome custom emojis of our beautiful husky Chief available for our members of any tier. Just a cool little bonus.
You know, when you hear being active, you'll be able to participate.
Yeah, if you hear Chief in the background and he's going crazy, then like drop some Chiefs in the chat. Or if we have to stop stream real quick and we'll be right back because we have to take the dog out, then you know, while we're gone, you guys can send Chiefs to each other. It's just a fun little thing.
I'm just trying to find a way to, you know, incorporate the fact that we are not going to neglect our dog's care while we stream.
Yeah, pretty much gives a way for you guys to entertain yourselves while we're taking the dog out.
It's funny. I don't really think I've ever seen anybody else do that. Not that we're like trying to be trendsetters, but you know, we just love Chief to be a part of it. Like we like to say, he's the Dash in the Vid-Bits.
He's part of it. He's been here for all of our major accomplishments. I mean, for the first 1,000 subs, for the first 2,000 subs, first viral video. Like,
well, you good one, huh? Yeah.
I still can't believe that Cuphead video that we did all that time ago has accrued that many views over time. I guess and we had no commentary to it, so it had to have been our good gameplay and how like the fact that we got it done in a decent amount of time, and
it was very topical at the time.
Yeah, it was brand new. That was the other thing, was just came out. So we were one of the first people to cover it in the last course. We beat the whole thing back to back to back. Yeah, this is how you want to play the level a lot of the time. Like, when you're going through it the first time, try to play it like this. Like you're trying to escape. I feel like a lot, like that's why, like we're taking a bunch of hits, and that's why our ranks are going down. You know?
Yeah.
Just an FYI.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. I just want you to get through it. Come on, Peppino.
I'd like to see what kind of pizza rolls he can make.
Peppino's pizza rolls. Oh my god.
Guys, hopefully we won't have any stream knocking out issues, but in the area that we're at is there's some severe weather unfortunately coming up, so if you hear passively an alarm going off in the background, that's what that would be.
But no worries.
You know what?
That guy is just...
You know what? You know
Jesus Christ, Dad!
Well, good thing I'm invincible, apparently.
I mean, you're not invincible to seeing Peppino's been hit 20 times. Stop letting him get abused. Like,
well, you know, maybe he doesn't take care of the pepperoni.
I doubt this man neglects pepperoni. Seems like a pepperoni pro. Yeah.
That was way better than the last one, except for the million times I got hit.
Okay.
Huh? Oh. Okay.
$20 damage. That's the worst yet.
I get it, but like if you're expecting me to dash through all this, I still don't know like the extra moves and stuff. And it's just like you're supposed to dash through it as many times as fast as possible and not get hit a lot.
It's pretty easy though. When you're in this mode, when you have
Listen to this guy. It's pretty easy though.
When you have the yellow, you don't take any damage during this. As long as you keep your momentum, jump, climb walls, do this, you can keep your speed with it. So that's it. Nice, got some tomatoes. Cheese temple.
They would have a temple dedicated to the best character on the show.
One of the best dairy products I know of.
Especially when it's all liquidy and ooey and gooey over some nachos.
Yum.
You found one secret out of 3. Your dad has found no secrets out of all of them. I love how it just reminds you. It's a secret. I wonder who's really in charge of the Piluminati.
Oh yeah, there is a suspicious looking eye coming out of that.
Ew. I don't want to think about a pizza with a big eyeball looking at me while I try to enjoy my za.
I don't know that it would
He
be.
probably doesn't want to like watch you enjoy your za because it could be one of his family members. That was my cousin Sam that you're eating. He was a pepperoni, cheese, and jalapeno. Kind of sounds okay.
Pepperoni, cheese, and jalapeno. Why not?
I don't know because I don't think I've had. Oh yeah. I don't know. I haven't had that in a while. I usually feel like I gotta add a lot more extra stuff. What's the move, chat? 1 topping pizza, 2 topping pizza, 3 or more. What do you think?
You can't go too high.
You can't go more than 5. I even think 5 is almost too much, and that's what
It's not gonna cook properly.
That's what a typical Supreme has. That's why like.
Well, but also think about how small some of the toppings on the Supreme are versus like people overload their pizzas with meat and it's super greasy. Nobody wants to eat a greasy pizza.
What are you talking about, man? That's like the American jam. And I got the extra meat pizza with extra meat. And they're just like, dude, you need 5 meats on your za. Like once you hit a specific threshold of sodium, it all tastes like salt.
It doesn't taste any different. Like,
fight me on it. I'll die on that hill. Like
same with cheese. You don't like after you don't taste the cheese anymore the more you add it. Like I don't know. Once it's dialed in a certain level, then you're not gonna get any more cheese. You're just gonna degrade the quality of your pizza.
yeah, I had a buddy of mine that told me about that, and I.
Bro, yeah, get the extra cheese, dog. That's the best, man.
It's like, well, if you just get cheese and that's all
yeah,
you want, then sure.
if it's cheese only, then sure. But like, I don't know, it's just gonna ruin your pizza if it's like a normal pizza.
And then also, if there's a one-on-one correlation, you having that super cheesy za, and then you don't know why your belly hurts, then
Yeah.
so you know you probably developed lactose intolerance.
Well, but the thing is, lactose intolerance is normal. Most humans after a certain age aren't really supposed to drink milk anymore. So like you're actually you have a genetic mutation if you are lactose tolerant.
I prefer the milk from a deer.
Ew.
Deer milk is the best.
Possible.
Possum milk.
Ugh.
No, I'm sorry, but there's nothing better than when I am waking up in the middle of the night and there's nothing to snack on, but I can get me a big old glass of chalky milk. There's nothing that makes me happier. Should I probably have that? No, but you don't want to eat a meal in the middle of the night when you wake up either. Like I've been watching a lot of older classic content with my grandmother and like stuff from the 60s and stuff, and it's not like that's where the cliche of getting up in the middle of the night and having a glass of milk came from, because I guess that was like the easiest way to settle your stomach from being full or hungry if you woke up in the middle of the night hungry.
Right, which makes sense. And I like milk. I just can't have too much milk because I am lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I'm okay with the lactose-free stuff. Not to be, hey, can you sponsor me? But Fairlife, hey, can you sponsor me?
Yeah.
Like we're totally cool with that.
Oh, dude, those protein shakes are bomb. Those chocolate Fairlife protein shakes.
Your chocolate milk tastes like just a liquefied chocolate shake. And it just makes me feel, I don't feel crampy or bloated or crappy when I drink it. It's just amazing. So, yep. We won't shamelessly plug stuff unless we actually use it. And I'm telling you, I wish I could have as much Fairlife as I want. That's just the best way to say it. I wish I could have, because I mean, I could drink me one of the big boys every other day probably.
Good. It is good.
It is. It truly is.
And dude, those like I said, those protein shakes, they really are good. A lot of the protein shakes hurt my belly super bad. I don't know if it's the way that they source their protein or whatnot, but like.
Hey, the original Catnip jumped in here. We appreciate seeing in chat. And we have Poipole ADM.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Thank you for spawning in, as you said. Appreciate having you in.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you guys think about this game? You like Pizza Tower? Have you beat the game? We always talk about how in the middle of our streams we have pros who know all about the given game that we're playing. Just hop into chat, and it's super nice to have those people kind of guide us through this experience, or even give us some tips, or show us some secrets that we possibly didn't know about. So
yeah, we're also talking about pizza toppings, favorite pizza toppings.
Yeah, we are talking about pizza toppings.
It's very topical. Foilpole says it's the best game of 2023 for him.
I agree.
Or them. Sorry, I don't want to misgender it.
Yeah, I agree. It's as far as indie games go, I don't know that anything. I mean, even in general, quality-wise, I don't think anything better came out in 2023. And me and Dad were just talking about how it's kind of crazy that this was snubbed for any sort of awards or nominations in those kind of categories. Because to me, this game was so hyped when I first saw it and heard about it. The premise just pulled me in. I really wanted to play this game. So to me, the fact that it hasn't even gotten, I don't know, I think it should get a different kind of level of hype. I don't even think it's gotten the recognition it deserves for both art style and gameplay as well as music.
Hey Cars, I could see you in stream. What stream are you talking about specifically? We've been hitting it up every single day since the beginning of May, multiple streams a day and some days, but definitely we've hit a Game of Day May episode up every day so far this week. So
what stream were you talking about? I'm sorry if we ended one of them early that you were super invested in.
Last week, yeah, it's such a blur, bud. So apologize.
We have a lot. We've done a lot of videos in the last week.
We also, when we do get to the end of our streams, if it's a natural closure point in the game, we do try to do not a super lengthy sign off. So if we did miss you at the end or didn't catch up with you at the end of that one, we do apologize for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree.
Oh, it started and then had issues. Or did you have one that you had that was a mini one? You had one that was
the Minecraft. Was it a Minecraft stream?
Either way, it's all good, Karzak. No worries. We're here. We're streaming some Pizza Tower right now for a little while longer, and I don't know what else is on the agenda for today, but we definitely are going to be streaming every single day for the entire month of May, and doing a different game every single day.
We're going to try to establish a little bit of a better schedule.
A Souls game. It's definitely. I think Bray did have Sometimes if something happens where we're not going to be able to fulfill the length of the stream, there are times that you may see something that's, was supposed to be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, cut short to a half an hour or 45 minutes, and it may have been one of those things, or he may have had technical difficulties.
I think it was the stream that I had problems. I had to restart it.
Yeah, so we typically, we always try to at least shoot for an hour on whatever we're doing, so.
Yeah.
It's hard to, not get a good feel for something. It went live for 5 minutes. That was probably been a test stream. Sometimes,
Yeah,
unfortunately, a
it could
test
be
stream
that.
is not meant to. 4 times. Yeah, that was definitely probably technical issues through trying to
Yeah.
get audio, trying to check audio. If Bray is doing a singular stream by himself and he's not being able to, or if I'm doing a singular stream by myself and he's not being able to be the guy in the chair for me, then sometimes we'll have to self-mix, and then that will also mean pulling down a stream and playing it back up when it's actually mixed correctly. I'm assuming it may be a mix issue. But either way, no worries. Definitely appreciate to have you.
How come I can't, like, I guess I must have to go up.
This is something cool. Press C. What would be C?
Yeah, we're playing on,
Using a controller to play it on Steam Deck.
yeah, bindings.
Remember when I joined in Dark Souls 3 for Abyss Watchers?
Ah, Abyss Watchers that was a fun one. Abyss Watchers is one of my favorites. But yeah, I do remember when you hopped in. I plan on playing some more Dark Souls 3 soon. More recently, I just had beat the Ancient Wyvern. I don't see C as a bind.
Use strongest lightning incantations on Light Spear. I have 2 lightning incantations.
Alright, but yeah, I definitely plan on doing some more Dark Souls 3 sometime. I'm just not entirely sure when that's going to be right now. Make more than 41 sets of cheese platforms crumble in ancient cheese. That's an achievement. Yeet. Kind of lost.
When do you think that you may be doing another Dark Souls stream, Brian?
What day is it today?
It's Tuesday.
Let's say Friday or Saturday at 4 p.m. is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so there you go, Karzak. Just look for it. Friday or Saturday this week. We'll probably put a community post up to let you know some of the streaming schedule that's outside of Game of Day May. Just to kind of let you know some of it, but that'll be EST.
Yeah. I reset. I kind of got lost in this level.
You're fine. I mean, sometimes it's like remember where you've gone and where you haven't gone.
Right. Love to see you in chat though, Karzak. We always appreciate the regulars around here.
So he likes other games too, just not side-scrolling. That's cool, man. Unfortunately for Game of Day Mace, it's not gonna. Every game's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea because we are trying to play such a vast array of genre on it too. So me and Bray were actually having a personal discussion about real-time strategy games and stuff too. I mean, so like, you know, personally, it's like sometimes there may be a game on here that we both may not even like, but we're just trying to showcase it and try to, like, you know, pay the respects of what it's doing for the industry, what it's done for the genre, what it's doing for, you know, that kind of stuff. Culture, especially culturally. When a game is very topical and, you know, it can make those topical references, it's really cool, especially considering the fact that these things are almost time capsules when that happens, because it's going to be dated after like 10 years. If this is making topical references at the time, it'll be dated. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of really cool to be snatching it up and spending time with it while it's topical.
Right, I agree.
It would suck to be playing a game and it's like it's got a bunch of really cool niche inside references to like pop culture, and you're like, I don't remember all that stuff.
Right.
I don't care who was dating who or whatever. Like.
Why you don't date your stuff.
Be able to stream Xbox 360 stuff on that system, not on Xbox Series X, but actual 360. We do have a 360. We do have a 360. So like, if there's content that is not on the server that we have that's viable, but most of the time there's very few things now that haven't been like ported over or licensing haven't been transferred and stuff. So we do have between the two of us a pretty extensive Xbox library. If you're thinking about anything specific, we're happy to at least hear the suggestions.
Yeah, I was looking at a lot of the stuff that I was interested in has been ported over, but there are some things that didn't get listed for the.
Like you're still, I mean,
the Xbox One.
I know that you're talking about that you have it on Steam, but you talk specifically like a game like Charlie Murder.
Right.
Yeah. We're rolling out, so.
Yeah, it's very.
Anything that had Spider-Man, or if you do Dragon Ball stuff. I actually talked to pretty much my son-in-law about Dragon Ball. I'm trying to find the right thing to be able to come in, and it will probably not be streamed. It'll probably be episodic long-form content in a small. I'm really wanting Dragon Ball to be like a 60-minute project where I can find a way to do like 60 minutes at a time. So almost like next time and like type thing.
Yeah, next time on Dragon Ball.
Right, but I don't want it to be more than 60-minute sessions because I want it to be like impactful and feel like, you know what I mean?
Weight to it, right? I agree.
Right. So I'm looking into that. So Dragon Ball stuff is definitely on the agenda. As far as Spider-Man goes, on the 360, if you have any suggestions, because as far as Spider-Man content goes, we kind of have the first game for PlayStation, the first good one that's been out for a while, kind of on the backlog. So I don't. Yeah. It would have to be something that has better weight or would be a better time than that. So nothing, nothing personal, because then after that we would go into the second one. So like, it would really have to be something that it plays better in a Spider-Man game than that. And that's just my opinion because I spent a little bit of time with it, and it's the
fantastic.
It's the same thing like this. I knew it was good, so I decided to put it in the background.
It's like the Arkham Knight or Arkham City of Spider-Man games, like the open worldness and everything.
You'll have to own it before removal years ago or Discworks. I mean, I'm sure it's got to be probably not super expensive. I mean, Spider-Man games were so mainstream; they made so many of them. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and
I'm sure we can track it down.
Yeah. But which one are you speaking of specifically?
Yeah.
Because I've heard like Ultimate Spider-Man or something, but there's so many.
Oh.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Gotcha. We'll do a little bit of footwork on that.
Yeah, we'll look at it. For sure.
Absolutely. We've been saying for days, give us suggestions, so we're not saying it just strictly, just in jest. Any with Carnage. Carnage is an interesting character. Definitely would love to find a game where he's an interesting character in there. I am obsessed with symbiotes. Have you read any of the books? There was a really good Spider-Man Carnage novel I remember reading many years ago. It was a hardback, and it was really good. I really wish I could remember what the name of it was, but it was a novel. It wasn't a comic book. It was really good though. It was enough for me to be like, man, I understand the depth of the character. What controller are you using?
This is the 8-bit Do. It's a 8-bit Do Pro 2. 8-bit Do Pro 2. It's a Bluetooth controller for PC. Or I think it's for any consoles, but then again, I heard that Xbox more recently cracked down on third-party improved stuff, so it's controlling really well. So it's better than the Switch controller, I will definitely say that, because the Switch controller has some Bluetooth connectivity issues if you leave it connected to your Switch.
Try pressing X.
Try X. Oh yeah, these.
Neat. Striking a pose. Sweet.
That is cool. I'll have to do that when I escape.
Thank you, Portal.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I love the cool little...
I appreciate that you literally, I feel like since you put the first comment, you literally did the footwork to find out what button we had to push to be able to actuate that instead of C. So thank you for spending the time, being the guy in the chair for that. So, appreciate that.
Yeah, that takes a whole different level of dedication.
It does, because you really wanted us to see something cool, so...
Yeah, and that's what we were asking for.
Right.
This cool stuff that we're missing out on. Yeah.
If you do that near an enemy, you can parry.
Really?
Really? Like in Cuphead?
Yeah, it is kind of like that. We love Cuphead. It's a favorite around here. It's sort of hidden.
Tornado warning.
Ooh, tornado warning? Fun.
It's an extreme alert.
Yeah, but I didn't hear anything. It's probably in this round.
You have a 360 no controller. Karzak, where are you geographically located?
If you don't mind us asking.
Yeah, just asking.
Why is this not? How do I?
Is because you have like extra. Okay, there you go. Where are you geographically located? Like, where are you from? Like are you from
North America?
We have a lot of different reach, so we're trying to like keep it all straight. But I just wanted to kind of have an idea where you. Massachusetts, I got you.
All right, so the states.
Sweet. No promises, bud. But you know, if we come across something in a reasonable, you know, Xbox 360 controller or whatever, when we rap about this some other time, we'll see if we can trade goods and services for controller. I hate to see anybody go without a 360 controller. But yeah, it's unfortunate, and you just have to, you know, check out your garage sales, especially coming up.
Garage sales are good ways to find 360 stuff because people are trying to get rid of it.
Supposedly GameStop is going to start carrying a lot more retro stuff again, and I don't know if that means Xbox 360 controllers and stuff again too, so there's a chance that they'll have a decent price on that.
Supposedly they're going to have Wii stuff because the demand is going up.
Yeah, they already do, which is great, because for people that want to like be able to relive the time that everybody was bowling with the remote control era, they can now go to GameStop and buy them a Wii.
Oh yeah.
For about $70, which is awesome, and it does come with a nunchuck too, which is crazy. You get a controller, a nunchuck, and the system for about $70. It is, because everybody now on the second-hand market.
Well, what it is GameStop has this giant vault that they send all this shit to, and they realize, man, there's a lot of stuff here that we could still sell and make money out of.
Alright, Karzak, and I want to be fair here. I felt sympathetic, and I was thinking, how do we make moves to get Karzak an Xbox 360 controller? But if you tell me you've seen so many Smash controllers due to Mortal Kombat 9 Shao Kahn, I have also had lots of issues with Mortal Kombat 9 Shao Kahn. I have not smashed any controllers over him, but I can tell you, first you must find the peace within. That will be the easiest way for you to handle it, because I have a feeling us finding a way to get you a controller is not going to be the solution here.
It seems like there's a deeper issue at heart here. Maybe you should just get good and beat Shao Kahn.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is not my controller. No. Only one controller went through the concrete wall. Jeez, dude. I get it. Game rage is real.
I've smashed probably one controller.
We've just recently talked about Midway's unfair ramping games.
It's ridiculous. So, like, it goes from manageable, completely unmanageable.
Right.
Out of nowhere.
Like, hey, here's a taste. Ooh, this is fun. Ooh, here's a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna see that there's gonna be some skill that I can acquire here. Then the third round, you're like, or the third basketball game, or the third fight, and you're like, well, thanks for taking away my good time, Midway. Way to, like, basically force me to put a bunch of quarters in here to enjoy myself or walk away. And what I used to do, this is my pro tip, was start Mortal Kombat 2, beat the first two people, and then just, like, wait for the game to time out. After I really lost that third person and start from the beginning game so I could at least get 2 rounds of play for my quarters. Like, because trying to continue from round 3 on and like NBA Jam or any of that stuff, it's just like asking just to throw the money away.
Oh yeah. But man, this game has just been, it's just oozing with style. It's one of those games like that while we're playing it, you won't hear us, like, we will not shut up about how much style it has.
Right, and that's because, like you said, the hand-drawn aspect of this, it takes a lot of time to decide what you want something to look like.
It reminds me of drawings that my buddy Rival would draw in the middle of class, and I've talked about him a couple times on stream. He was a close friend in my elementary to middle school era, and I really appreciated all of it.
Is that a potato chip or just a potato?
I'm not sure. I really appreciated his hand-drawn, goofy little characters and all the style they had. So, like, it literally feels like to me like it's like he made a game because, like, I've seen him draw stuff like this with, like, all the same kind of detail. And it's kind of crazy that it brings me back to a specific point in my life. And I love when games can do that for me.
See, I used to sketch out, like, corridor labyrinths like this on graph paper, but never have, like, the ability to put the art in there. Just to make, like, all the different neat winding corridors and stuff. So to see somebody be able to make a game that's like, you know, like you keep saying, style and flair, panache, whatever you want to say, and like it's taking like these corridors and these hallways and stuff and allowing you to gain some momentum and kind of just like see the parallax layers and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's a lot of attention to world building.
Right. There's some great.
You feel like you're in a pizza tower, you know? And whatever the hell that is, you feel like you're in one. Good jar.
Pizza Mart.
I wonder what they got in the Pizza Mart. I guess a bunch of pizza.
All the ingredients to make a pizza.
Going through some depression about pizza.
Yeah, Dad really wants a pizza. But like for whatever reason, there's like nowhere besides the super trash. There's like
Yeah, we're not gonna name any of them. Just the chains, like the 7 guys, the 7 different guys that everybody gets pizza.
we don't
from.
want chain pizza. We want some good local pizza that has some good crunch and some.
But we don't
good-
want to risk getting like a one that's crap either, because man, unfortunately,
I've been scarred by bad pizza too many times.
Well, and to meet margins, non-chain pizza has to have such a high price point so on their stuff, and that's why they actually have a hard time competing. People will quantity over quality, and it's just like, okay, but then and that's the weird thing is like we're not used to non-super processed toppings, so like when you get like a different cheese or when you get like a different like vegetable, it almost tastes like a little off because you're used to super processed ones.
Right.
So yeah.
I want a good pizza too.
But I don't want to spend $30 on one. A small tip for this level, says Quillpool, if you kill the enemies around the statues, the clouds will disappear.
Huh. Interesting. I appreciate the pro tips for sure.
I'm still trying to, not to like dredge it up Karzak, but I'm still trying to like process how you put that controller through a concrete wall.
Or did the controller just wing off of the concrete wall and... What the hell? Who's this guy?
Because I have like an Xbox 360 controller, which somehow like underneath like the right bottom part of where you would grip it with your right hand is a craterous hole, and I'm thinking, what kind of force was necessary to break a plastic so thick and durable and just break like a chunk out of it?
Throw into a concrete wall would.
I would, man. If you straight up won that as hard as you could. Never playing against you again, Shao Kahn! Ever again! It's no joke.
Wow.
Shao Kahn's a jerk.
I never thought they'd... I honestly didn't think they would introduce any more mechanics, and they surprised me with another one.
Shao Kahn's a jerk, and also Zoro's a jerk.
I love how he spins when he jumps.
He's, you know, it's that I'm on fire spin. Why does Pizza Mart have to have a cowboy hat on?
Well, because it's cowboy pizza. You know, that kind of reminds me, I don't know why I was thinking of this, but do you remember when someone donated a super chat and told us to buy some Arizona green tea?
Yeah, and then what was the other one? Somebody wanted us to buy a burger, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I was just thinking, because we were talking about food and pizza, and I was like, just thinking about, like, food. I don't know, I just sat there and just started thinking about a bunch of different food, and I was like, I landed on burger, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I was thinking about the tea, and I was like, oh yeah. Kind of brought back into my memory. It's crazy that was a couple months.
It was. Sorry I missed 5 minutes trying to fix my audio stuff. No worries. No worries, Karzak.
I totally understand audio mixing. That shit is... It's a lot. Wow. Oh, okay, so I have to go here. Ah, I see.
Ah, I see, said the blind man whizzing in the wind. It all comes back to us in the end.
I guess. I guess that was what someone in that position would say.
Man, why would anybody whiz in the wind? I can tell if it's windy. I'm not gonna be doing it. Like, the whole thing is flawed, because it shouldn't matter if you're blind or not. You should be able to feel if it's windy and no cause and effect. If you can get a physical copy of Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's a Spider Carnage outfit from the 90s.
It's a deep cut.
I just am not super knowledgeable as to, like, what would even be Easter eggs in a Spider-Man game, because I have no legacy knowledge of it, like, other than, like, you know, like the pop culture type stuff. And like, I know, like, before my time, like, there was a TV show, The Amazing Spider-Man.
The 70s one?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you know, and then between all the different decades that they tried to reinvent him before they finally did with Tobey Maguire or whatever, you know, they really spent a lot of time trying to find a way to reinvent that guy. Try to make Spider-Man cool again. It's just like everybody loved the prospect of swinging around. You
That's
know?
really what it is. They just think like, man,
I think that's also why Spider-Man or like Superman has such an appeal. Everybody's like, oh, I can imagine how cool it'd be to fly around.
oh, poor Chief.
As a digital copy, it doesn't exist. Activities, things bad, and things got separate involving some.
It's a rights problem.
Yeah, I think you meant Activision, probably. Yeah, I believe it.
Yep, it tends to be a rights issue.
Try not to get too
no doubt. Sony
about
owns Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I'll say we try not to get too political about Activision's choices, though. But yeah, I knew that.
How did you forget?
I know I knew that, but I just knew that in general, when you hear about Activision owning anything,
yeah.
you're like, okay, well,
they're controversial as hell.
Yeah, don't surprise me that Activision's being buttheads about licensing rights and being withholding. If anybody gets off on being withholding,
it's
it's Activision. And again, that's not even like a political opinion. That's a damn fact. You can just look at all the stuff that they've done over the years. Yeah, I knew. I figured. I'll say we're pretty savvy, you
know. No, damn it.
Pretty sad. Laboratory is located deep underground, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, for real. In the smallest room of our house.
And the acoustics in here are amazing.
About as good as they'll get. At least with the setup we've got.
Hey, buddy. Something to drink? Coke Zero? You still like Coke Zero.
I used to.
Used to too. I feel like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, before they changed the
dang taste, eh?
The dang ingredients, man. They taste different now, the Coke Zeros. Oh, and I'm in a ship now. You missed it, Dad. I'm in a spaceship.
Karzak misses Club Penguin.
I miss Club Penguin.
R.I.P. Gold ruffles in my igloo. Aww, Puffle. Aww.
The Puffles are cool.
And just think about all the webkins who's dead now because their owners never came back to jostle them. Poor webkins.
I remember playing all kinds of games that were.
What was that, Pop Tropica?
Pop Tropica.
Could you imagine
awesome.
if we streamed Pop Tropica?
It probably still is.
That'd be crazy. Like, what are you guys doing today? We're streaming Pop Tropica. I mean, literally, it could fall in Game of Day May.
No.
It could, couldn't it?
I mean, it could.
It could. It was so. Everybody was into Pop Tropica.
It was a browser game, though.
Yeah, it was. It totally was. I'll play Oregon Trail first.
Yeah, as far as that stuff goes, like Oregon Trail is probably more influential.
Or Chex Quest.
Chex Quest. It's just a Doom.
That's fine. It's fine. It's just a Doom. That's fine. Just a Doom.
It's just a Doom, man.
Puffles was my own Tamagotchi. Yeah, I had a Pac-Man Tamagotchi last year, and then the battery killed him. Because the battery died, so he died, because the battery died. So he died.
Poor guy.
It's just ridiculous that his life and all of my love towards him was tailored to that battery not dying. But, you know, it probably has the information
Holy
saved in
shit!
there. Who really's got time for all that? I got a cheapos, and he's like, stop playing with that little fidget toy and throw a ball with me, damn. I'm like, got you, buddy. Yeah, I'd gasp too. I mean, it was pretty sad. I was being my little Pac-Man, doing little ghosts and stuff. It's cute, it's fun. So I highly suggest it. I highly suggest the batteries lasting longer than whatever, but I didn't even do super crazy stuff with it, and I pulled the plastic tab out of it, so it's not like it was a demo version or anything. Shout out to Bandai Namco Bandai for doing something weird like that and partnering with them to do that. I love Pac-Man just about anything. And like it's so ingrained in my soul being an 80s kid. It's actually in my baby book how much my mom noted that I fawned over Pac-Man before I was even audible about it. It is. It really is.
I don't know. Some of my earliest memories are telling you and Mom that I had ninjas in my brain and that they wouldn't stop.
At the moment, Karzak's doing the Big E and using the Big E to play Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2.
I don't think emulation should be controversial.
Oh my god, dude, like my face just stung a little bit when you said it. I said the Big E and you're just like not skirting around the issue.
I don't know. I think it should be less controversial.
I feel like, and this may be
especially when the companies that made the game don't make the money if you buy the game. If I buy it off of Jimmy Joe at a yard sale, that company doesn't make any money.
Warning. Braden's getting heated. It's true though. I totally get it. Yeah. Either way, we're not trying to be disrespectful towards the concept of it, but it just seems to me like there's a one-on-one correlation with the same people that are getting frustrated about the topic of gaming emulation are also the same people that don't seem to care about as much as we do about gaming preservation. So
yeah, they don't
really know how I feel about that.
Fun Farm, special guest, Mortha Chicken.
You know what I mean? That's what it is more than anything, because what emulation does allow you to do is catalog and historically database and preserve gaming history. I mean, how many games, we're about to now see it again. It just happened with the Wii U and the 3DS shops shutting down and people having to salvage that stuff. We're about to have it happen with the 360 now, finally. And it's crazy that the 360 was before the Wii U and was able to still starve out how long Nintendo was wanting to keep that stuff supported. So with them now deciding to drop support, whatever we don't archive off of that, be it patches, downloadable only games, things that never saw physical media, this stuff is going to be lost to history. You're not going to be able to get your achievements on those games. You're not going to be able, when you talk about it, it's going to be like, remember back when we played Doritos Crash Course? You know what I mean? Like, I think that carried over, but
that's just an example.
It's just an example, and it's just, I think people...
I hope someone did archive it. I know. I would like to hope that someone's already found. They're just holding off on it, just so they don't get in any sort of trouble with it, where they're able to, like, where they've already, cataloged and saved a lot of those download-only games. I don't know how someone would do that, but I'm sure someone's figured it.
See, and you're right, Karzak, it does hurt as well, and we were talking about that as well. Like, I mean, we were actually watching historically, like, the coming up of gaming history, and was talking about older computer games and how 3.5-inch floppy disks was just like, it was like the gateway to free games. And so many people couldn't even possibly get their development studios off the ground because they didn't get the sales that they needed to survive, because people just copied their games.
But that's not a problem. Like I said, if it's not able to be bought anymore, if you're removing my ability to buy it, I think it should be cataloged and preserved for everyone, because unless you're gonna re-release it, and even then you're just trying to make money off of selling the same thing over.
But what I'm saying is, I think besides that, that's another reason why they're against it, because they can't give the remaster and like the whole, well, it's not accessible treatment, and that's the reason why we can justify making a remake or remaster. That's what it is mostly. It's like, well, we're really gonna do this because of accessibility. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
just a guise.
It is, because Earthbound is more accessible than it's ever been, and the price did not drop. I can play it on more things now than I've ever been able to legally.
And it's just as expensive.
And it's just as expensive as a physical cartridge now. It's still hitting over $350 consistently. And that was the same. It was actually around the $250 price point pre-COVID and pre-NES or SNES Classic. So it's one of those things that we can debate whether or not. I also think that they need to realize, and we were also talking about why it doesn't matter to them as much, because they don't make money in legacy sales. Artifacts changing hands again for a millionth time. They don't make money in that. But if it is more readily accessible, then they don't have the leg to stand on when they say, well, let's remaster this game because you can't get it anymore. We can't. It was only pressed one time and never put on any virtual console. So this is a justification as to why we can
give you another $50, and they're not, because they're not doing it at $60 or $70. They're doing the remasters at usually about $40 or $50.
But still they're not even worth that.
For quality of life improvements and achievement/trophy support,
but then
usually.
you look at the absolute atrocity that Rockstar pulled. Was it last year or the year before with those horrible remakes of the GTA games that were just glorified mobile ports that they put on console?
I never thought they were going to put a position where a Grand Theft Auto remaster after 5 that came out is actually viable for dumpster fire content.
It's horrible.
Like, we can literally play that to just be like, look how broken this still is, look how shitty this still is. And I don't even like playing games usually for that point. But if I was to pick that up, I would be doing it knowing that that's mainly why I'm going into it, because it's still a big pile of crap compared to what they should have done with it. They took the dumb route of trying to package 3 remasters into one when they still should have done them individually. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the only one that everybody really only wanted was
San Andreas and Vice City.
Vice City. That's what everybody I know wanted. And like then you had to have that cobbled together with ones that you really don't need.
But that is not the ultimate problem though. The fact that they were pushing a mobile port of these games as a console remaster is an atrocity.
Hey, remember me walking around and showing you the tile work? I was like, look, you can see how this tile is the street, and then like it wasn't syncing up to like the yellow lines of like in the middle of the road weren't syncing up because they were using different tile pieces and they weren't matching up. So like even as something as lazy as making sure that the yellow stripe in the middle of the road wasn't all the way lined up in the city, like because they're not matching those tile pieces correctly, because the up-res makes it so much more obvious that they're just using like actual pictures of stuff. Like,
God, it's just horrible.
Yeah, I mean that stuff worked because when you have the smoke and mirrors to protect that, that's how you put it together. You know what I mean? There's magic, the magic, you know what I mean, so to say. But like when we can see the magic, I shouldn't be able to see the band-aids. I should be able to see like, oh, this is tile work and it's poor. Like, man, way to not think that through when you up-resed everything.
Well, because people still don't realize how poorly those games age if you
Dude, and you remember watching the AI when we were trying to play, was it San Andreas, and they kept the cars created a pile up in the middle of the neighborhood, and they just kept trying to obsessively drive into houses, like, and then they would like 5 cars would try to drive to a house together in a row, wrecking into each other until they got aggro against each other, and then they would kill each other because they couldn't drive into the wall. I was like, well, we stopped then because we were actually going to mess around with it, and we're like, if this is how it is when you get out of your initial house in the first neighborhood, you don't need random elements like the NPCs getting aggro for no reason that's not provoked and stuff in your playthrough. Like, it's already difficult enough when chaos happens in the middle of a mission anyways because of happenstance, let alone that the NPCs are going to be like wackadoo and not even having like a normal routine.
How do I get through this, Dan? I thought I was doing the right thing.
I've just tried my best not to laugh at what you're riding. It's like, is that a weenie? A sausage?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay, so that's basically you have to go from that side, you can't make any moves. So you can't make any moves.
Why am I not going through?
Because you're not doing a shallow enough jump. You can't. Maybe you hit that and you'll fly through it. Can you add any speed to it? Look at the background. I'm sorry, I know you're trying to do that, but you see this going on there?
Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, see? I knew you would do it, man. This is probably just progressive, the more difficult ones.
Oh. Kind of going back to that Club Penguin, Pop Tropica era of like gaming or whatever, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that companies that were selling to children had to try to find a different way to get that serial prize type of release with their products. And when serial prizes were kind of banned, they were like, okay, how can we do brand tie-ins that are also going to give something for quote-unquote free that also will do nothing but consistently remind you that you like Pop-Tarts, or that you want to have a bowl of cereal, or, you know what I mean? Like, and you think it's like, you know, or like in the case of like Webkins, you bought a little stuffed animal with a code to add to your little virtual Animal Crossing style village, but then like at the end of the day, once his like super activity or extra coins or currency was done, like, then you're seeking the next stuffed animal. They're hoping that you're going to buy the next stuffed animal. It's crazy how that kind of worked out, but then we have the whole Toys to Life phase of gaming that seems to be like on the back shelf right now because they don't know how to actuate that in a way where it's going to create a value and a collectability.
It's just weird because I really thought Lego Dimensions was going to work, and then it didn't. I thought that was going to be like the most successful Toys to Life, and then it just flopped.
Because the value's there, right? You're still getting Lego sets, which maintain a tremendous value for the IPs that they are and what they are.
Right.
So you would assume minifigs also. Minifigs are worth so much money on the secondary market, you know. Especially if people buy like these huge playsets that have a figure that's only available in that playset, and then that figure by itself could go for hundreds of dollars because you can only get it if you got that playset. So
right, and then sometimes they never made them again, certain limited runs, etc.
I think what it comes down to it is, I think luckily, and I'm glad that we didn't get overtly toxic with it, and it didn't get even further than it is now as far as the Toys to Life goes, at least at the current moment, because to me it just was like, it was tying something into gaming that's not necessary, that's not completely necessary. I'm not saying that I don't like to have a little with a la Amiibo. You know, Nintendo found a way to kind of do it because it's a little statue that does do stuff in game, but then again, like, it's still a little statue that's taking up space on my shelf. That if I didn't like that IP, it would definitely completely just be like a waste of shelf space.
Right.
But because I'm like, oh, it's a little Pac-Man figure, and when I scan it on my controller, and it has to do with Pac-Man, if it's a skin thing, sometimes the game will give me a Pac-Man skin, sometimes it'll, like in Mario Kart, it allows you to have a Pac-Man racing suit, you know what I mean? Like, there's variance of what the utility is as opposed to a singular utility. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of those companies, like, you know, a la Skylanders, they kept coming up with different sets of toys for the different Skylanders games, and yeah, they were compatible.
They became worse
games.
And worse.
Yeah,
okay.
it was difficult to keep track of it all.
As someone who was playing in had those games and enjoyed them, like Skylander, the original set, Skylanders, perfect. It was really good. I feel like the writing and the storytelling was good.
The voiceover was good.
The voice acting, all good. Skylanders Giants even pretty good because you could use all of the same characters and everything.
Right.
And then like but they're big. That was the main thing, is they're bigger, and the character the skill trees are a little bit longer, I think. But then after a while, it's just like, then the next generation swap force, and like you take half of the character apart, and there's a magnetic thing that sticks it together, and the ID matches both parts. Once again, something that sounds pretty cool, and it worked for what it was, but then like it completely fell off with the next generation. Like it just had like gems or something. It became like whatever the Toys to Life part was became worse and worse and less useful. Like where it was like to the point where you didn't really feel like it was worth engaging with or buying any of them, which defeats the purpose of the whole concept of general.
Well, like you were saying, Karzak, theoretically you would have unlimited lives in the Skylanders because it's very pay to play.
Yeah.
Like, if your kid wasn't very good at Skylanders, you get them more, so when they die, they have more characters to scan in. So literally, you can. Some kids will have a crappier experience because they don't have as much accessibility, and at that point, it's a barrier to entry where then you're saying it's not just the price point of what this game is, it's the price point of this game plus if you're gonna have a good time, at least 15 characters, at least 20 characters. Like, that makes it such a much higher level to entry, and it makes it so a parent looks at that and says, man, I can't, that's almost a console.
Yeah, and when you get a lot of them, it starts being like, well, I could have bought another game.
Right.
Like, there's so many other things you could have invested that into.
And the games, storyline-wise, were relatively short, so once you whip through them, if you didn't want to spend that time in the world, you were already hoping that the next game was coming out.
What I will say is cool, though, is, like, the backwards compatibility of it, the fact that each subsequent game did let you use, like in Skylanders Giants, you could use the original set, and then subsequently in Skylanders Swap Force, you could use the Giants stuff. So it was cool that your characters, even their levels and the same character was playable in the next game.
Karzak says, I kind of like that, though. It was still creative, and that version of pay to win I'd be okay with, but storage for the little statues is difficult.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean...
But the problem is they start losing inspiration for characters after a while.
My god, a la Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon Company syndrome, where you're like, how can I keep creating a different variation of this type of elemental monster and this type of elemental... Yeah. That's why they came up with Swap Force. So like, hey, do it for us, guys.
Yeah.
We'll come up with the base characters, and you guys just mix and match them how you see fit, because we're tired of trying to figure that out.
You want to do this one?
Sure.
I'm gonna go grab something to drink. This is my daily reminder for you guys to hydrate yourselves. It is very important to remain hydrated. If not, you're gonna have a bad time.
Special guest, Mort the Chicken.
I feel so bad for poor Chief. With these thunderstorms and the tornado warning, he's just been so worried. Chief, come land here with us, bud. That's pretty cool. This little tomato guy. Our goal for the rest of the stream, just to let you guys know, is we're gonna try to finish this floor and leave off on floor 3. I think that'll be a good stopping place.
That sounds good to me, man.
I've been having a lot of fun though. This game is so creative.
Unfortunately, because the ramp is real, I haven't acclimated the gameplay, putting everything together to be able to do some of the stuff right now.
I think he'll probably send you through that hamster.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Good looking out.
I love the sound library they used.
Like you said, though, the scream feels very public domain. Probably isn't, right?
Who knows? it's at least inspired by that. It sounds like Tom and Jerry.
Oh, for sure. I can see that.
Tom and Jerry was one of my favorites as a kid. It just never sort of lost its luster. I think when the characters don't talk, it has a different level of timelessness. Like with Tom and Jerry and Pink Panther and other stuff like that, when the characters don't talk, it just has a whole different level of watchability.
Well, yeah, because it allows you to kind of create the inner monologue for the characters.
Right, you interpret what they feel. But it also lends itself very well to like physical comedy and other sort of stuff like that. That physical comedy really does carry the show. But as a kid, I loved physical comedy. It was one of my favorite, like, I don't know, there's something fun that is inherently funny when it comes to watching another person or character get hurt. But also in a over-the-top comedic sense, not like someone actually gets hurt kind of thing. It's like, when Tom gets whacked in the face with a frying pan, all his teeth aren't gonna start. No, never mind. His teeth might fall out, but it's not gonna be like graphic to the point where it's like, gosh, this is like violent. Like, it's violent. Like, I don't know. It's the perfect fine line between violent and comedic. It's like, it's not too much to the point where you feel like you have to feel bad for the character. You know what I mean?
It doesn't take you out of it because you're not trying to do that.
Yeah, because then you feel like you're a bad person for laughing.
Right.
You feel bad for that.
That's why I think it's funny that The Simpsons did Itchy and Scratchy, where it's just like, okay, let's just take that whole concept and make it so it's like so over the top.
Right. Where it's like they shouldn't be laughing at this.
No,
they're desensitized.
My God, yes, they should not be laughing at this, but they are. And like next week they'll just like it's like the couple episodes that they pull back the curtain where like the whole. There's an episode of Looney Tunes where the sheepdog and Wile E. Coyote, he's trying to protect the sheep and Wile E. Coyote's trying to get him, and at the end of the day, they both grab their punch cards and clock out at the end of the day. Because it's just like, that's their game, you know what I mean?
Right.
See you next time tomorrow? Yep, see you next time tomorrow.
What is your favorite classic cartoon?
Oh, goodness. I can't. It's like I can't quantify a favorite. I really can't. I know that's a cop-out, but there's just so many different ones from different eras. Like, I like almost everything that's older Hanna-Barbera. Even if they're like reskinning the same, like the 60s sitcoms of black and white sitcoms and stuff, they're reskinning like the same idea with just like different cast of characters with the same premise, and they're just like, okay, and it's all voiced by the same 10 people, and it's just like, alright, this premise doesn't work for more than 12 episodes, and they'll just run it for like 12 episodes or 13 episodes, and sometimes they'll run it for 26 episodes, but then you'll never hear from it again. Like, there's one called like the Hair Bear Bunch. Like, it's just, they came up with the weirdest concepts, and it's just all Don Messick and like Mel Blanc and the buddies just all hanging around. I can just imagine like all the boys just hanging around doing like the voices and stuff.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, this doesn't work for this one, and then they literally come up with another cartoon just to be able to justify doing that voice or something.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
You're fine. So like a lot of the golden era stuff, I just think it really just holds up because, like you said, it's all like slapstick type comedy, like punny type situations. They're trying to find ways to make things not have a lot of gravity.
Right.
And at the end of the day, Yogi Bear, he's trying to steal picnic baskets. You know what I mean? Like,
the whole.
It's just like, how many different ways can we get you into a picnic stealing basket caper? Like,
I really want to shout out Cartoon Network just for making a lot of people in my generation's childhood great. Whether that be the work on Cartoon Network and the awesome shows that came out there, or having hosted Boomerang and like to culture the younger kids, like to walk, like the fact that we grew up on classic cartoons because a lot of us grew up on Boomerang, so that is classic Hanna-Barbera. That is like a lot of where some of the best like tropes started.
Well, yeah, I mean, even like some of people's like favorite like inspirations, like Family Guy, like Seth MacFarlane worked for Hanna-Barbera. He was an animator for them. I mean, and then when he was with Cartoon Network, he made Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, people forget that he made Johnny Bravo. hold A to like fall when you're trying to fall on that. I do believe, and that'll like make it so you build up like the weight when you fall. It's like
you said A, and I just
yeah, there's spot like that.
okay. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. You're learning still. You're picking up to it pretty well considering this is a later stage. There you go. Got some spuds. So when you know the drill. When you destroy that,
It's pizza time.
yeah. Other way.
Pizza shop.
Back in the war, I called pizza shrapnel in my left eye. Dad just bashes his face into the wall like over and over again. Dad's playing right now. Boomerang is on HBO Max as well as lots of Cartoon Network. Ben 10. Yep. Classic. Canned laughter lessens the funny in shows for me. I get that. Some shows where it's like when they laugh, it forces you to feel like you
I
should
could totally
laugh.
get how that would be the drawback to the era that I just spoke about. I don't know.
There are a lot of laugh tracks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it is because they're trying to like bring home the point. It doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with it when it comes up either. You're just like, okay, that's funny, I guess.
I remember, gosh, what was the Spider-Man cartoon? Was it The Amazing Spider-Man or one of the different Spider-Man cartoons was so good. Oh my gosh, just like Young Justice was good. I didn't watch too much of that.
I remember wanting to spend more time with Teen Titans, and I felt like I was too
Teen
old
Titans
at the
was
time.
one of those things that I remember.
You guys would have been into it. It would have been great for me.
I
But
remember seeing it on TV, not knowing the name of the show, and wanting to watch it again. And then it was like, but cable was one of those things that like I feel like you watched your shows, and a lot of the time you didn't watch other shows. Like,
Right,
so
but I also tried as your parent to not influence what you liked. So like, I wasn't gonna like, oh, I think I want to watch this, but I can't justify watching it because I'm gonna know my kids could like it, but I'm not gonna make you like it. You know what I mean? Like, and the parents are like, you're gonna like this because this is what I like. Like, what?
Yeah, Teen Titans was one of those things that I remember seeing like a couple episodes, and I was like, man, this is fantastic, but I wish I knew what this show was called.
Right. Yeah.
There were a couple shows like
Were
that.
you the one that showed me that one where like it was showing like the future or whatever, and like Robin like yeeted like Batman's parents into the alley to make sure that they died so that he would still get to be the sidekick or whatever?
That's Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, what the heck is that about?
I think that's out of context. I think it's completely
Somebody
out
showed
of
me
context.
that. I'm like, is this where cartoons is going now? Like, are we that woke about it? It was funny though.
How is that woke? Shoving people into how is shoving people
Like, just-
into alleyways?
Like pulling you away from it to like let like Robin know that his whole existence is only continuous or contingent upon his role in Batman's life. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's like fourth wall a little bit. He's like looking at everybody's like, you still want to watch the show, right? I can't. My role doesn't exist here unless Batman turns into Batman. So gotta make sure that happens. Doink.
I
Like,
don't know. It could be. I heard it was from the movie or whatever. I don't know. Teen Titans Go kind of bastardized what Teen Titans was. It really made it into an over-the-top.
How do I get back out there? Because I already did this.
Press start. Exit level. But Teen Titans Go just kind of was garbage. It was kind of stupid. The original Teen Titans was so serious and so mature. So honestly, for Teen Titans Go to not take itself
That's
serious.
your dude.
Yeah, he's creepy.
He's mad because you beat him and he's wanting to spray this spray in your face.
He's like, look at this mural I made. The mighty apple versus the evil Peppino.
What did I do that for? Was I supposed to do that?
It's not like we have anything else to spend money on.
Oh. Oh, it's a ball store, so I guess I needed to do that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
This boss is on you, man.
Sure.
It seems like Karzak had a crush on a couple of the characters in Teen Titans. He's like, chain me to a pylon, I need to be muzzled. You're funny. You're ridiculous, Garzak. Is this a duel? Wow, this is badass. This game just has so many different, like, each different level has like a different style to play.
Considering the fact that some of my favorite NES games are ones that blend genres like Blaster Master and Guardian Legend and stuff like that, I can always say that a game that blends genres gives you more bang for your buck.
Yeah, this feels like a Mega Man boss fight. He said, dude, it's an understatement. God,
Ain't no shame, man. We all have our things. I wanted to be with freaking 99 from Get Smart, but I'm also from the 80s, so like that shit was super dated when I thought that too. And I'm just like, I wasn't gonna tell anybody my age that. They're like, dude, you know, she's like probably like 50. But she wasn't when this was filmed.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'd never really had any crushes on TV show characters.
That's good because they're not attainable.
Because they're not real people.
They're not real people. They're stars for a reason.
Wow. The little flamethrower he's got. It's so cool.
This is awesome. Thank you for letting me do the boss fight. I thought it was gonna be like super crazy, but it's probably gonna. Here we go.
Have a second
Oh, I'm sure he does. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now it's in dark.
High noon mode. This is so cool. And the music, man, this game is just fantastic. I appreciate this game so much. You got this, Dad.
Oh yeah. I just need to be a little bit more, or a little bit more dodgy. a little bit more dodgy.
I always thought Ferrotor was cheap in Mortal Kombat 8, or was it? What game was that? 10? Mortal Kombat X? Yeah. Mortal Kombat X is so much better than 11. Dude, Mortal Kombat 11 is just the biggest flaming piece of shit. It's so plasticky in my opinion, and the movement is so unsatisfying. It feels like you're slogging through molasses. It looks like you're two action figures fighting each other. Like, I hated that game. Like, Mortal Kombat 10 set the bar so high for me that Mortal Kombat 11 was so disappointing. I was a big fan of 1 though. That actually, with the cinematic cutscenes and everything, Mortal Kombat 1 did kind of renew my hope in Mortal Kombat games, at least for now. You know?
Yeah.
We literally sat through and together played through that whole game. The whole story at least. And it was fun and enjoyable, and the cutscenes were actually like good. Like, it felt like a movie. Like, it felt like it actually built to some sort of conclusions.
It felt like the first time they rebooted it with just the name.
Yeah.
That's what they, like, when it was all the storylines. I think it's talking about 9 is what he's talking about. Wasn't 9 the one that was technically the first time that they rebooted it with the name, and then they
Where they just call it Mortal Kombat again.
Yeah.
The Vigilante is my least favorite boss. I like this boss. I just think it's cool. Like me and Dad were talking about it. I mean, maybe that's just isn't a testament to how awesome all of the bosses are in general. But I just feel like he has a lot of style. So if you're just tuning in or you're new around here, this is day 7 of Game Day May, where we show off a different game every day. The other day, Dad played Undertale, and he loved that game. And now we're back on rolling on the indie hits with Pizza Tower. Like someone said in chat earlier, I think it's one of my favorite games that came out in 2023, and I just don't think it got enough love. I really don't. I mean, for the wide variety of things that this game has to offer, like, I really don't think that they gave it enough love.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's missing the chaos of the boss fights. I understand that. This is a lot more of a controlled situation than but it's like a duel. At the same time, that's why it's so much more controlled. Like, it is like a duel. But I can see how you could feel that way. Yep, absolutely. We have different game styles that we like, and that's okay. I think the fact that we both appreciate this game is what's important. You know what I mean? We both know that this game is awesome, and that, like, you know, we might like it for different reasons, and that's totally okay. Just like me and Dad have different tastes. Like, that's what's so awesome about the channel is me and Dad are able to show off our different tastes and what we think makes gaming great, and sometimes that may be the same things, and sometimes it may be something different. The fact that we're able to show all of that stuff off to you is ultimately, like, the coolest thing to me. The fact that we're able to just showcase such a wide variety of content, not feel like we have to play the same game every time we show up on stream. Like, that's the coolest thing to us. And that's why Game a Day May is such a cool concept to me still. Like, showing off a different game every day is just, like, something that not enough people do. I feel like it's an event. I feel like each year that Game a Day May happens, it's going to feel like an event, and it'll be more and more each time.
Plus, it's only 11 months out of the year. You have to wonder what's the Vid-Bits up to. Like, no, May, we're gonna play a different game every day. And that way, you know for sure. Like, okay, maybe a great series will start. Maybe you'll learn not to waste any money on something. Maybe you'll learn that something you didn't knew existed. Like, all of those things are great reasons to do it.
For sure, I think the exposure to things that are both influential and or unknown, I feel like those are things that need to be done more often. Like, there are so many games that people did not, like, when the game was relevant, like, the developers did not get their flowers, and they're just now getting their flowers now that the game has been out for a super long amount of time. Whereas, like, I feel like people need to give recognition when it's due. Like, Pizza Tower is a good game. We know that. We knew that seeing trailers, seeing teasers. Like, it didn't take the full game even being out for us to know that, man, Pizza Tower is good. So like, I just think that games like this need to get recognition as soon as possible.
People need to stop waiting until developers retire to give them their fucking flowers.
Yep, because maybe they'll make some more things. They'll be inspired to make different things.
Sorry, I dropped an F on there. I'm really passionate about that. In general, people should get their flowers before they're dead.
Or before they're retired or not.
I'm not saying, like, in that means you could just be, like, new in that aspect of the industry and create something that's legacy and great. Like, I'm sure the person, you know, well, that's probably a bad example. I was gonna say whoever made Flappy Bird, you know, they cashed out after that because they thought that was gonna be the apex of their creative life.
Yep, literally.
And who's to say that they weren't wrong? You know, I mean, I don't even remember that dude's name.
But we were actually talking about this the other day, and this is one of the earlier games we did for Game a Day May, but Minecraft. We were talking about how Notch probably felt like he creatively could not. He peaked at Minecraft. Like, once Minecraft came out, he got his money and he went home. Like, but to me, like, I can't really expect. I can't, like, if I felt like I had peaked creatively like that, and I had already made something that had been so influential, the next thing I make is not going to be as influential. It's not going to be as low. And I feel like I don't get to, like, appreciate that as much then because other people don't appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, even though sometimes you're making those things just for yourself. Like, I'm sure Minecraft started off as a passion project that was just for the team, just for them. You got this, Dad. You got this, Dad. Come on, Dad.
No.
No.
Yes! Woo!
Let's go!
Alright.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
What?
Prepare to draw. Yeah! That's badass.
That was us playing, what was that, Kirby Superstar Ultra, that draw game?
Yeah.
That's literally was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Dad has practiced a lot of Kirby Superstar Ultra. Derek Brawl says, don't miss. That was so awesome. Big hype.
Sorry, that was awful.
Yeah, but
We
it's
weren't
alright.
saying that we're going for the highest rankings here, but you know.
I know certainly that in the future we are going to come back and do many a stream on Pizza Tower.
Absolutely.
I had such a fun time today. With that, we have concluded the second second floor, and we are moving up to the third floor. And this I don't think there would be a better time than ever to stop things while they're hot.
Yep, absolutely.
I feel like it's better to stop while we're up than wait until it crashes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But ultimately, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to all the new people who stopped in. Thanks to Derek Brawl, who's been talking to us for the past couple, past 20 minutes or whatever. I really appreciate seeing new faces around here, and if in the future you want to see more awesome content just like this, be sure to subscribe, because as far as Game of Day May is concerned, we are not stopping. We're showcasing a different game each day, and it may be an indie hit, it may be something that's it's popular consensus that this is an awesome game, but ultimately we just want to play those games that we really think are important and have made their mark on the industry.
Yep, and also thank you to people like Poyapol at ADM that came in and chat, and we also had Karzak as well, and then towards the beginning we were hanging out with the original Catnap, and we appreciate you guys stopping by and giving us some insight and some tips and tricks and stuff like that about the games, and a little bit more love, because anytime that somebody's jumping in the chat and has something to say about one of the games that we're playing because it has some sort of influence on them or is one of their favorite games, that's awesome. I mean, that's probably why you clicked on this. So.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun. If you want to see us play some more Pizza Tower in the future, be sure to subscribe. That'll be coming later down the line.
And with that being said, this is like the end of week 1 of season 2 of Game of Day May. It's already been 7 full days in May, and we're gonna hit you up tomorrow with day 8, and we can't wait to get that rolling. And thanks for tuning in for this, man. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. But as always, it's been Bray
and Brian of the Vid-Bits.
Peace.